Radiant Black, Book Two, which I think is like issues, 13 through like 24 or something like that.
Sounds right.
So Radiant Black is basically another take on like a kind of a little bit of a superhero scenario there where these people gain some superpowers, but it's kind of more from, I don't know, alien tech, I guess, in a different way. They're not real sure why this came about. All they know is that certain people got chosen. They get these little things that seem to give them different powers, and they have like different color suits. So you got like a blue, red, yellow, and each one has different powers.
Pink. There's a pink.
This one, and the kind of your main protagonist is more in kind of what that blue suit, I guess, ish, and they tend to have a little bit more gravity type powers where they can kind of lighten and heavy something, throw things through using different forces of gravity. Now, in this case, the guy who originally had the suit got hurt pretty much to the point of dying, and the suit kind of jumped out and went to his best friend. All right. So it's kind of got that symbiote, type of ability, I guess, in a way, expecting that the at least though the one kid was gonna die, but the best friend goes through, what the hell do they call it? It starts with an E or something, but extinction, I don't know. But they go through some other little universe in which he saved his friend, and but his friend came back but didn't get the suit. Okay. So does that make sense where I'm at so far?
All makes sense to me because I've read it.
Okay. So anyway, what this is really centering on is just, life with these superpowers in an impending doom that's coming, because they're the people with these different suits are finding out that they're they don't know the full story, but it seems like there's apocalypse coming of some type towards the earth. That the people that got these suits weren't maybe these suits weren't supposed to come to Earth. They were lost by these aliens, but something is coming to reclaim these suits and would probably totally take out the Earth. The Earth is going to be basically just a innocent bystander that's going to be trashed. And so they're trying to stop this pending apocalypse is really what they're doing. But throughout that, it's a lot of it feels a little Invincible-esque, I guess, in which there's a lot of the day-to-day. Hey, how are we doing that? How are we making money to still live? How are we, what's my relationship with my best friend? Oh, I've got this girlfriend over here who's moving out to the West Coast, Oh, this other person stole from banks and now they're going to go to jail. So it's dealing with a lot of the day-to-day type of slice of life, hey, I got a suit, but here's the regular things I got to do. Oh, and by the way, there's an impending doom coming. Overall, it seems to be fairly well written, I think, for the most part. I think because of the similarities I feel to like other stuff, Invincible and things, it doesn't pull things off as well as others. And so I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I like some things. I think some of the characters are kind of good, and it's kind of interesting with some of that. But then in other things, I feel like it's like, would you just get to the point already? Or, it feels like there's too much dangling. It's like, oh, we got to get another issue out, or whatever else. And it's like, would you just finally get there instead of taking so many little side points? You got this other thing where there's like alien tech that has gone spread out, and there's a couple of other people. This is what makes up their villains in a way, is, oh, they've got some alien tech too, and now they're using it for bad. Oh, we've got to go stop them, but it's not really adding to, I feel like, sometimes to the bigger story. It feels like it's more of, oh, we got to throw something in there so these people can learn how to use their suits. You learn to use the power that they've been given. So I don't know. It's solid, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite by any means. What's your thoughts?
So yeah, I think everything you said was pretty good. I really like the slice of life stuff. I think that's actually the best part of the book. Like the characters and their friendship and then their own little lives and kind of like I love the stuff about the guy who's trying to be a writer and all that stuff. Like I like all that stuff. It seems like you said, there's the villains who are like stealing the tech. I feel like that storyline just seems very like frenetic, chaotic, and doesn't quite jive. Like it doesn't ever quite gel together completely.
I would
It's
totally
always
agree.
kind of like on the fringes, but it never really gets solved. And then they kind of solve it, but then don't really understand how or why it comes back. You know what I mean? It's like I don't quite understand how it works or why it's working or why they don't just go take all that shit away from these people and stop fucking around with them, right?
Yep.
Like, why is it dragging out for, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, for the
Just
majority of this
just go
particular art.
take all that shit back and beat the hell out of these people. I don't know what the problem is here. You got all this
Yeah.
power, just go do it. But they don't. It just lingers for like ever.
Well, and why is the one guy the main one that's taking care of it? And what about the
Yeah,
other ones in the group,
correct.
that have some
Yeah,
powers? Why aren't they really helping
correct.
out? I don't know.
And they did like little mini offshoot series of like there's one called Red and one called Pink. You know what I mean? Like Radiant Pink. Like they're out there. You don't have to read those, but I almost feel like maybe you do because I feel like they almost expect you to know some of that. Like there's a lot of subtext that you're not quite picking up on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I really like that book. I think it's good. I think it's, like you said, it's the closest thing probably to Invincible, but it's not really as good as Invincible.
Right, right.
Yeah,
And I do think that holds it back a little bit because you do see so many similarities to it
yeah,
that, yeah, I and maybe some of it is just my own anxious, oh, I'd like to see where you're really trying to go. And I feel like they dangle too many carrots, you
yeah.
know, and not really much payoff yet. And
Now,
then you're 2 years in.
I have read the next arc, and it does kind of resolve a bunch of stuff and gives you kind of like a new status quo to like launch off from. And that's where I stopped. I started buying it in hardcovers instead. So I am kind of curious once they kind of have this big alien confrontation invasion thing, they sort of reestablish a new status quo. I'm curious where the book goes from there because maybe it's kind of got the world established then.
Okay.
But I don't know. I haven't read past that. Like I just read to the big alien event, the new status quo, and then I stopped
Okay.
because I want to start picking up in the hardcovers.
Right, right.
So we'll get there eventually, maybe. This one took forever to come out, though. Like the first one came out like 2 years ago. I mean, this
Oh,
stuff has
wow.
been out forever. I don't know why it took them so long to collect it.
To collect them. Well,
Yeah.
probably cost.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it costs money. Nobody buys the series. I'm sure they don't.
Well, nobody buys the hardcovers.
For sure. So, all right, cool.